Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast.
My wife! Sorry, guys. Usually when I record podcasts, well, you know, as I'm editing stuff like that, of course, I'm like, you know, I got the TV on or something like that, you know. And right now, as I'm recording, you know, I have the TV on mute, you know, because I don't know. I should just shut it off completely because it can be distracting. But I currently have The Fugitive on. It's on AMC. And, God, I always forget how goddamn good this movie is. My God. Such a good movie. It just, you know, I've seen it so many times, you know. It's been around for, 25 years? Something like that. And the fact of the matter is, like, no matter when it's on, I just get, like, enthralled into it. And it's at the tunnel part where he's going to take his, like, dive into, like, you know, the whole thing. But anyways, guys, I don't care! Tommy Lee Jones. Didn't he get I think he got nominated for an Oscar for this. I mean, Ford should have got nominated as well, but my God. Anyways, what's happening, guys? Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast. Appreciate you guys clicking in, as always. Sorry if I sound a little nasally. Something is trying to infect me, trying to kill me, but I'm doing my best to just flush it out, which it's weird. Yeah, it's been a hell of a week, guys. Well, it's been a hell of a just. I'm not even talking about just week, because usually when you talk about week, you talk about Monday, maybe starting the week or something like that, or even Sunday. You know, technically the week starts Sunday. Isn't it weird? Like the calendar, the week starts on Sunday, but yet with work schedules and shit like that, we just kind of go, nah, it starts Monday. You know. So yeah, you know. But it's just been pretty much since I wrapped up my vodka stream on Friday. It's been interesting. It's been interesting. Yeah. Some of you guys know, especially if you follow me on the social media, the Twitter especially. If you haven't, please do, because that's where I do my most social mediaing. But yeah, I apologize if I'm sniffling or whatever. Yeah, something's trying to definitely get to me. But it's, you know, I'm doing my best to flush it out with wine. Of course, I'm drinking my Pinot Noir, and it's delicious. But anyways, yeah. So when I wrapped up my vodka stream on Friday night, and it's always nice, and it's just like, hey, cool, whatever. You know, it's just kind of like, all right, the week is over. I mean, it's seriously. I just kind of go, you know, I feel like I've done my work, you know, the week's over with. It's time to just veg out, continue drinking a little bit, or maybe, you know, puff, and say, hey, you know, I'm figured you guys already knew I kind of did that, you know. It's legal in California, so, you know, it was, you know, you kind of just do that. I just want to veg out, put a movie on, and just fall asleep. And, you know, sometimes, though, the munchies kick in. So I was like, okay. And I knew that was going to happen, because earlier I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some nacho cheese sauce. Okay. Usually if I make nachos, I just do the shredded cheese over some chips. And it's good. It's perfectly good. But I wanted to up my game a little bit here, guys. I wanted to add not only the shredded cheese, but also the saucy nacho cheese. And so I went, okay, let's do this. So I prepared myself a plate, put the chips on, and I layer mine. I do mine in a way where I layer the chips, put cheese, put more chips, and then cheese. I layer it. It's really the best way to do it. But this time I was like, all right. So I was scooping in, or I was like, you know, pouring on the nacho cheese as well as the shredded cheese. And my dumbass was like, huh. And that's not me sniffing because, you know, my nose right now. But it was just, that smells interesting. why is that? Okay, nah, it's just cheese. It's whatever. And then I, gave it a little taste. And I went, nah, it tastes fine. And I went, nah, whatever. Don't worry about it. And then heated up, and I went to town on those nachos. And it was fantastic. Tasted great. Cool. And as soon as I was done, you sit back and you kind of go, ugh, But I just noticed I felt a little more bloaty than usual, It's kind of like, okay, whatever. It's all good, And so I continued watching when I was watching. I think I even, I was just relaxing, vegging out, and I think I, passed out on the couch for a little bit. Then I woke up and kind of had crampy, like, pain in my stomach. And I was like, what the, oh man. And then it just had that nauseous feeling. And then when I moved around, oh yeah, that shook things up. That's for damn sure. And then I just went to the bathroom and I started hurling, started vomiting pretty good. And I went, oh, well, that sucked. Okay. We're good now, hopefully. And then I try to go to bed, and I'm laying in bed, and I'm feeling okay for about 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden I just feel achy, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm just kind of like, I can't like lay still and everything, and I'm just kind of going, okay, what's going on? And I'm trying to fall asleep, and then about like half hour or so later, get right back up, head to the bathroom, and start throwing up yet again. And yeah, I'm throwing up, and I'm just tasting chips, tortilla chips, and ugh. And I just kind of like, when I was done with this round, I kind of like laid back against the wall on the ground, and I went, okay, this is because I had I got that weird scent from that fucking Tostitos nacho cheese sauce. It's got to be that. What else could it be? And then, so, oh man, you don't even know, guys. I mean, like, throughout the night, I couldn't really sleep. So I was going from the couch to my bed, to the couch to my bed, to laying on the floor in the bathroom. I would just put something on TV and just try to watch it. I couldn't sit still. I was trying anything that would help. And I just couldn't really fall asleep. And then I could fall asleep, but then I just wake up and my stomach's like going, hey, time to get rid of more. I probably threw up about 7-8 times. Okay? Yeah, this is from like, what, midnight? A little past midnight till about, I would say, 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning. It was like every hour I was throwing up. It got to the point where I was violently doing that. I know I woke up my neighbors. I know my neighbors heard me because, my apartment complex, I got somebody below me, somebody to the side of me, and then, of course, below to the side. So there's like 3 other dwellings here, and, I guarantee you they heard me because there was times where it was just, especially when you get to where you have nothing in your stomach, and your stomach's still going, hey, get it out, and you're just going, ah! You're just yelling. You're fucking, oh man. So then morning comes, and I'm just like, and I'm feeling feverish. I'm feeling achy. I'm like, please, no more throwing up. Luckily, I wasn't throwing up anymore. I finally got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm not throwing up anymore. I think it's all gotten out of me. I'm not even going to try to eat. But I'm sitting here just trying to like, and now it's just the same thing of just going back and forth between my bed and the couch. I'm trying to like get some sleep now. I'm trying to, because I didn't sleep throughout the night really hardly at all, So it was just like up and down, and I'm trying to like, what was kind of cool is like, I think IFC was doing like an Alien marathon because it's been like 40 years since the first Alien. So they were showing all the Alien movies. So I was kind of just like watching them falling in and out of sleep. It'd be like Alien. It'd be like the Alien's on. It's like about towards the end, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, Aliens is on. Fall asleep. Hey, Alien 3 is on. Which, by the way, Alien 3 gets such a bad rap because they showed the director's cut so much better than the regular cut, which is usually the case. But it's so much better than Resurrection and both AVPs, I think. Yeah. Alien vs. Predator movies were just fucking ass. Anyways, so yeah. And then, when it came to, and it was just up and down. And then like I finally got some food because I was starving. I finally got to the part where I was like hungry. So I went and got some food. And then when I was in the middle of eating it, I just kind of just like all of a sudden I got bloaty again, and I was so I didn't even eat all my food, and I was still feeling achy, and it was just a horrible day. It was a horrible day, and then I was like, okay, I need something to make sure I like stay asleep, and I popped a Norco for my surgery. I know it's not good to do. I don't recommend it. Not saying it, but sometimes if you need a little something and you got a Norco around, just pop one. And I popped one because, when I had my surgery for my appendix, they prescribed me Norcos, and I took them for about 3 nights, and then I was like, no, fuck this. I don't need to take this. I'm good. But so I still have them. So I went, okay, I'm just gonna pop this and pass out. I just need to get some sleep, just some fucking sleep. So I popped the Norco, got me nice and just, and I fucking slept throughout the night. I woke up Sunday morning just kind of like, okay, whoa, I'm feeling a little normal here. Feeling good, feeling all right. Not all the way normal. I was still kind of, it was still wishy-washy. I was still finding like, if I was trying to like, hey, I should clean up around here, exerted myself. I kind of felt a little, so I was still trying to take it easy. And I was still relaxing. I didn't want to have to like relapse or anything like that because, food poisoning is a weird thing. It is, it's the same thing of having just like a stomach bug. It's like a flu. Essentially, that's what it is. It's just a flu that you get from food. And you get all fucked up, and it can make you just, it sucks. So, so Sunday, I did, I was just relaxing mainly, and then, I was like, I got to get my box office video up, so I did that, and it was just crazy how, just even summoning up energy to do that, I thought I was fine, but in the middle of doing that, I was getting hot, like I felt feverish again. It's really crazy. You can actually see it in my box office video. I even said, I was like, whew, that took a lot of energy, guys. Because it's just crazy. So it really just fucked up my weekend. It sucked. And then, I woke up Monday morning to go to work fine. I was still a little not 100% because even at work when I've told you guys that I don't eat breakfast. I do the intermittent fasting kind of thing. Where I just kind of go about 14, 15 hours, from the night before to sleeping to, my first meal is lunch. And so I was like, and I was fine too because I didn't really have my appetite fully back. So finally when I ate lunch, I was like, cool. But then I had I felt nauseous. Not like super nauseous, but just like, when you get that slight nausea, Yeah, so I felt like that all the way, like, when I got home, and I didn't get that much sleep on Sunday night because for some reason I just could not fall asleep, and I was like, I'm not going to pop another Norco. I'm not going to do one of those. I'm not going to be that. So I just did not get much sleep again, and then just trying to work, and it just sucked. So I had a shitty day on Monday, and then it was funny because then I did pop a Norco on fucking Monday. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pop another one and just fucking get some sleep. And I did. I passed out before like 10 o'clock and woke up, my normal time, which is about 5:15. And just a nice little, I think I woke up like twice though. And talk about vivid dreams. Vivid dreams, man. Tell you what. I guess you can call those, Norco dreams? Oh, look, a Hellboy commercial. Aw, well, I'm going to talk about that after this. But, yeah. And then I woke up and I felt normal again. All of a sudden it was like, okay, I feel normal again. And it was cool because I really needed that because I felt like, everything was cool. I had a good night's sleep. I was going into work like, hey, let's go work. And then fucking drama at work, of course, just stupid shit. And I'm not going to go into details and everything like that. It's nothing like really with me, but it's just I'm caught in the middle of fucking power trips and, and shitty management. It sucks. And then, of course, it's just a bunch of stuff to the point where, there's not enough when it comes to the job I do, it's very much we have to get work to do from other companies that contract us to do work. And even though there is work from this certain company, they didn't want me to work on it. One person wanted me to work on it, and there's clashing. And then I just was like, I just said, just sit to myself. I'm like, what do you guys want me to do? What do you guys want me to do? So they actually sent me home early on Tuesday. I worked like 5 hours, which is not a half day. It's a little more than a half day. And then they hit me up and said, don't come in tomorrow, but come in Thursday. We'll have work and this, that, and this. So I had the day off today, which was nice. I'm not going to lie, but it's just stupid shit. And then, of course, I woke up and I got like a scratchy throat and my nose is feeling funny. And, it's just like, Jesus Christ, man. Talk about health things, just like, my God. So it's weird because I had the day off today, and it was cool because then, when it came to doing video work, like I didn't do any videos yesterday because there was, it was dealing with that and then dealing with other stuff too, where, of course, the news of the whole Mr. Ray Porter, almost said Parker, Ray Parker, that's the guy who played Darth Maul and Toad in the first X-Men movie. Fucking A, man. That guy needed to be in more movies. I mean, he was, essentially a stuntman, and he did all that shit. But, so I was like, cool, that's fine, because luckily, even though when they say like, hey, you got to stay home, we don't have enough work for you to do, when this stuff happens, which, it's a rarity in my job, but sometimes it just does. I could still use like a sick day if I wanted to and still get paid for it. So it's not like I'm just losing a day of pay automatically. But, I was like fine with it. And I was like, cool, because, and then finally when all that was worked out, and then I was like, okay. And then other stuff, I was, talking to people about and everything. I was like, okay, I'm going to get to this Darkseid, Ray Porter stuff. Because I got my, obviously, when it comes to information just coming out, I mean, if you read that article, and even, I don't know, I didn't listen to the podcast from those guys, but the Exile Network, which has seen some name changes ever since they started, probably because there's certain people in that group that kind of have toxified that name, tarnished, I guess you could use that too, but, they posted that, and they're, I actually talked to some of those guys over there. I mean, I know there was guys there that were there that didn't even say a word to me because they just don't like me. And it's fine. I don't, when it comes to that shit, guys, I don't fucking care. I'm going to do what I do. They're going to do what they do. That's fine. Do what you have to do. And I've said that many times. Do what you want to do, okay? But don't complain to me if I don't do what you want me to do, okay? Especially when it comes to the Snyder Cut stuff, all the campaigns, certain things, the letter writing, the phone it's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. You guys do that. That's fine. I'm going to do this. This is what I do, and some of those guys don't like it. And some of those guys don't realize that, hey, I got a following. I got way more of a following than you. So putting the word out there, putting the videos out there, hey, guess what? Kind of spread some shit. Not to mention, I talk to people who have even bigger followings or work for sites that have bigger followings, and we coordinate, we talk, we get stuff out there. Sad thing is, there's some of these fucking idiots that they just want the credit so much. They want to just get a pat on the back or on the head or whatever the fuck and just be like, lifted up. It almost seems like that's what they want more than anything. And it was funny because I've been accused of me wanting that. And I'm going, what the fuck are you talking about? I've been doing this shit forever. And this is what I want to do. This is what eventually I want my full-time job to be, is to just talk, give opinions out, and just mainly talk about movies. Is that bad? Well, according to some of these guys, it is. Oh, you're just trying to do it for clicks or for money. Now, I'm trying to get to a point where I can just live off of this and do this job and, whatever, get it out there. It's just, it is kind of funny. And I know some of these guys are part of this network. Not all of them. I mean, specifically one guy named James who was there, who I talked to a lot. We waited in line together and everything. Cool dude. He didn't, he didn't give me a cold shoulder. He didn't do this. I know there was a couple other fuckers there that did not even want to shake my hand. They just kind of looked at me like, that's the film junkie. And I just I wasn't going to fucking say anything. I could tell. I got the vibe. Hey, whatever. If you don't like what I do, you could come. I always have that open invitation to hit me up, come on the podcast, let's talk about it. But of course, the excuse is always, nah, I'm not going to fucking do it for views or to help you sell t-shirts. I'm like, yeah, you're a pussy. Fuck you. That's all. Just admit you're a pussy, and that's all, that's fine. But, so when it comes to all that, when it comes to this Ray Porter stuff, I do my due diligence, and I talk to my guy, which I'm going to say he's my guy because, source just sounds stupid now, and that the whole thing source just sounds ridiculous now. So I say, talk to my guy. And I said, hey, what do you say about this? And he hit me right back up, and he confirmed with the man himself. And he said, well, okay, he confirmed. I guess I shouldn't say that, but he confirmed that yes, Ray Porter was Darkseid and is Darkseid in the Snyder Cut when we see him. Not exactly fully knowing his extent of the role. It could just be voice acting. And I know a lot of people, it's so funny too. I just find it so weird when people all of a sudden are just praising Porter, hey man, like they know who he was before. Oh, I love your work and this, that, and shit, and just kissing his ass. And I mean, the guy can't even say anything, and he said some stuff, and then that's it. And there's some people that are just fucking kissing his ass, like they knew who this guy was, and they just love his work and everything like that. And I'm just going, okay, can you put aside and start thinking logically that maybe he was just the voice? He just spit out a couple of lines and then that's it because that's what he does. To me, guys, I don't think he put on a mocap suit and did anything. And the reason why I think this is because, well, when it came to Mr. Hines doing Steppenwolf, he didn't always do the mocap for that either. When it came to certain sequences and action sequences, guess what? That went to the stuntman. Your Mike's, what is his name? Mike Citrone, whatever. Yeah, there's images of him in the mocap suit being Steppenwolf, okay? And I even thought that too. I was looking at Porter. I'm like, this guy doesn't seem like a guy that's going to have that presence. But maybe it was all just about the voice. And that's pretty much what it was. And then you got to wonder, hey, were they going to use him in the sequels or were they going to try to get a name? But at the same time, maybe Snyder was like, no, I don't want a name. I just want people to be afraid of Darkseid without having a name attached to it, like over in the MCU with Josh Brolin. But it's just so funny because, everybody's like, oh my God, Ray Porter is our Darkseid, this, that, and this, that, and this. And I'm like, well, to me, he just came in and read a couple of lines. And that's the extent of it. I don't know. We're still trying to figure out information. There's a lot of other information that I'm not going to share that I've heard from people that are doing their due diligence. And it's interesting stuff, So, I don't know. It was all crazy. All I know is, and like I said in my video, I even, and I wanted to make sure that I had my video, right. I had everything covered, and I did. That's why I waited till today. I was trying to scramble to get that video up, but as soon as I got the message from one of the managers that, hey, don't come in tomorrow, this and this, I went, okay, I could take my time. Because I was still I was still running errands and then talking to family and stuff like that. About things, so I didn't, I was just scrambling to try to get home and, do this video. And so then I was like, cool, I'm just going to start writing things out, make sure I got everything covered, and then I'll record the video tomorrow, and that's what I did, put it out there today, and yeah, so it's getting out there, it's pretty good, it's everything, covered everything that I did, and yeah, it's all good, guys. I mean, we don't know the extent of everything. I know we all act like we do. Some people just really think they know everything that's going on and everything that happened and this, that, and this. I don't even know, you know? It's just all, it's nuts. It's nuts. But hopefully the guy is not, you know, getting contacted by Warner Bros. Hey, don't you say anything. He's not going to get in trouble or anything. But, you know, it was a good piece of info because, you know, that was always my question when the Darkseid storyboard came out. I asked my guy, I'm like, was there an actual dude or everything? And he said no. He doesn't remember there being an actual actor, but there was somebody that just kind of did the mocap or whatever. And I think that's what the case was. They probably had somebody, you know, a stunt person that just did it, that did some of the mocap. And then Snyder went, hey, I want you to can you just read these lines for me? Your voice is awesome, you know? So, I don't know. But to the extent of, is it a Thanos thing where, hey, you know, we're going to tease this, but, you know, when it comes to him actually having dialogue, storyline, and action, are we going to have an actual actor come in and do this? And to me, with the MCU, that was smart. That was smart. Because Josh Brolin is killing it with it. I mean, in Infinity War, he killed it. He killed it. I thought he did a fantastic job. Fantastic job. And I remember people were trying to like get the MCU for whitewashing. I was like, shut the fuck up. Stop it with that bullshit, you know? And I guarantee you, if the whole thing were to happen where they were going to get somebody known to play Darkseid, if that information was found out, I don't know how the fandom would react to it. I really don't. You know, especially if it was somebody like Javier Bardem, which is he's been a fan favorite to play the role, you know. Just some actor that's known to play the role, to do the storyline, to be Darkseid, as opposed to just coming in and reading some lines. You know, or just having a couple little spots where you just show up, you know. That's the thing. But, whatever. It's fine. But, you know, to me, when it comes to this, the way that this information came out, there needed to be a little bit of better coordination about it. Because it was one of the things I got into on Twitter today was like, okay, you guys didn't want to reveal the source of where you got this information. You have somebody in a Twitter thread revealing such source, and somebody that's kind of a part of your network. And I tried to help, and I got other people that's part of that network kind of going, what the fuck, you know, because they don't like me. And I went, guys, let me be clear. I'm on your side. Somebody here has revealed the source. You might want to tell him to delete his tweet. Just saying. Just saying. Jeez. It's just coordination has got to be a little better. Just with I don't know. There's a lot of things. And I mean, if you notice we're on day 2. It got revealed yesterday. None of the big sites have touched it. None of the big sites have touched it. Some people within those groups will say that they broke the internet. They didn't. They didn't. You know, me putting it out there gave it a boost. And I do know that there are a couple of people that work for sites that are going to put a piece together and are going to put it out there. But they're doing their due diligence and really investigating. That's the thing. You know, they're not going to just put it out there. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that Heroic Hollywood didn't just put it out there. I'm surprised. Because they put out anything. But they didn't put out this. I was fucking surprised that Heroic Hollywood didn't do that. So surprised. Yeah, but none of the big sites have put it out there. But expect something to come out probably tomorrow from one of these sites. But they weren't just going to do it. Because when you read that article, it's just that all it is a source close to production. That's all they're saying. That's where they got the info. And you know, some of these guys who actually take pride in their fucking work not one of the evil bloggers, one of the good ones. They're actually going to do their work, and they're going to investigate, and they're going to make sure they back up their shit. Because that's what they do. I know everybody likes to generalize the bloggers, you know, and it kind of, it gets on my nerves sometimes because, you know, I started, you know, talking to the ones that actually do good work. You know. So expect that. But it just shows you right there, it's like, hey, you have to, you know, there's a way to just coordinate shit, and there's a way to do stuff, you know. But I think when it comes down to it, people just want a pat on the back. They want to be, like, credited for it, you know. You know, it's just sometimes if you really want to get stuff out there, and especially if you don't want it, if you want it to leak, or if you want it to not get traced back to, like, somebody, or make sure that Snyder doesn't get in trouble or something because of NDAs, then there's ways of doing it. Trust me. There are ways of doing stuff. God. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny too because, I just, I'm not even going to say. Yeah. So, yeah, it was cool. You know, it's interesting because I was always wondering myself, like, well, who the fuck was Darkseid, you know, or was it just nothingness? You know, whatever. But like I said, I don't care. I'm not trying to impress any of these guys. They don't want to believe me. They don't want to believe me. I mean, I'll respond to them sometimes. I even unblocked people that I blocked. I said, you know what? Now I'm just gonna go in my block list because I usually don't. I had a very short block list. It probably had like 5 people. And if I block you, it's because you are a fucking asshole. It's because you are like a sociopath. Like you just, you know, constantly in my mentions, constantly doing this. That's the only I can do a really good job at ignoring, but there was just some people that just like, whew, I could not. I was like, all right, I'm just blocking you. I'm sorry. But then today I was looking at it. I'm like, you know, I'm just going to block all these guys. You know, it's been a while. I'm going to just, you know, unblock them and just have no blocks at all because why? I don't need to. Just see what happens. So I unblocked those like 4 or 5 people. And yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you could easily just mute too. I've done that. Probably more times. It's like, nah, I'm just going to mute you. You know, whatever. But speaking of superhero movies, you guys going to go see Hellboy this weekend? Yeah? Ooh, itchy nose. Yeah? It's getting great reviews, man. Oh, I'm seeing it. Of course, you guys know me. I'm going to see it tomorrow. Luckily, though, I have a free pass. I totally... when I went to go see Us... what happened when we saw with our screening at Us, it was crazy because when the movie starts, you know, it starts, and I'm not going to spoil anything just in case you guys haven't seen it, but, you know, it starts, you know, in the past, the main character, Lupita's character, yeah, as a little girl, and everything was fine, and then it, you know, it transitions, shows the opening credits and the title and everything, and transitions to present day, and when it did that, the audio was muffled. Like it sounded like that. But it was funny because I looked at my friend and went, okay, this must be some kind of directing thing. Like Jordan Peele is trying to like do something. Like maybe, is the main character, like maybe she has like an ear thing or blah, blah, blah. But it kept going and kept going like into like other scenes. And I looked at my friend, I'm like, okay, this is going way too far. There's no way that he would take this far. If he was going to do some kind of like technique to let us know something about the character, it would have lasted about 10 seconds tops. And it went on for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So then they shut the movie off. They went, yeah, we're having technical difficulties. We're going to restart it and this, that, and this. So since that happened, I got a free pass. They gave us a free pass after we left. And I hadn't used it yet, and I realized I had it, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I could use this tomorrow for Hellboy, because apparently it's dog shit! Which I think some people suspected, even though the trailers, I thought, looked pretty good. I thought, oh, this would be cool. I like David Harbour. But yeah, it's getting shit on. They should have postponed it. They should have released it in October because it's Hellboy. It has to do with demons in the underworld. Why not release it around, why not release it around Halloween? You sandwich it in between all these superhero movies? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know what the hell they were thinking. I know it has a low budget, so maybe that will help. But yeah, it's not going to do that well, I don't think. And it's now that the Rotten Tomatoes score, I think the last I checked, it was at 9%. Ouch. But whatever. I'm hoping I'm going in with super low expectations, and I'm actually hoping that I'm gonna enjoy myself. Like, it's just gonna be so B-roll and so ridiculous, but David Harbour is gonna be fucking funny. I don't know. I'm just hoping that that's what's gonna be the case. Like, I'm just gonna still enjoy the shit out of it, but it's gonna be a fucking piece of shit. It's gonna be just a wet pile of steaming dog shit. Jesus. That's what I'm hoping. Just good time. Good times. Why not? Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I already got my Endgame tickets, which I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And still, I don't know what it is with Marvel. I mean, sometimes their posters look so awful. The art looks so awful. It's so weird how some of that just comes about and it just looks so bad. I saw like a poster today and the way Hulk looked, I'm like, fuck, man, he looks so horrible. What are you guys doing here? It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But, what can you do? All right, let's just go to the questions now. Ray Porter. Oh, I still had his Twitter up on my... Yeah, he can't say much, guys. He's got to keep quiet. It's a fucking nice Mustang he's got as his header, though. It's pretty cool. Man, that guy, like, he got like 1,000, like almost 1,000. And he probably got about 800 new followers since yesterday. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. And I'm looking at 12 followers, and I'm like, yep, all these guys just followed him not too long ago. It's pretty funny. But yeah, let's answer some questions. If you want to ask me a question, go ahead and just hit the, use the Film Junket podcast hashtag. Oh, my nose. Ooh. Yeah, it's just something's really trying to attack me. It sucks. What? Wow. Nobody really asked questions today. Damn. You guys just not caring about the podcast anymore? It's just going to just turn into the vodka stream? Wow. There's literally like 2 questions. Okay. Wait, hold on. What's today? Okay, yeah. Maybe there just wasn't... Wow, that's crazy. All right, guys. Sorry, but there's only 2 questions. Jeez. I did put it out there not too long ago. I did put it out there like 2 hours ago. So that's what I got to do better is podcast day. I should put it out there middle of the day at least. And I think before I've done that. And I'm recording this a little earlier than usual too. So that's part of it. Wow, my nose just made a weird noise. So here we go. Gary Ma. He asks, when I'm bored in class, I write my own version of potential Justice League sequel. Oh, that's cool. If Warner Brothers realized they screwed up with Snyder, but couldn't release his cut, would you be okay if they brought him back to direct the sequel and use the original idea? Sorry, not what you'd be. Would you be? Sorry, I read that totally wrong. Jesus. Of course. I'd prefer that. Trust me, I would like to travel to the universe that has Snyder's little Justice League trilogy. If it was going to be a trilogy, it kept fluctuating. I mean, even Snyder himself, it fluctuated. They had to rewrite the script after BVS. It saw so many goddamn changes, which is usually the case. Big projects, Shit gets rewritten all the time. Shit fluctuates all the time. So yeah, naturally, I would love him to come back if they were to, like, hey, we'll release your cut and then you do the sequel and everything like that. But that would mean Ben Affleck would have to come back. Everybody would have to come back. But, you know, yeah, I totally would love that. Gary. We got Julian Luis Barrios. He asked, what would you consider to be the absolute worst film you've ever seen? I don't know. That's a tough one. I've seen, there's a lot of shitters out there. I mean, and there's always a point when like a film gets so bad that it's good, like Room. Oh, hi, Mark. You see stuff like that. You watch old 90s movies and it's just so bad. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. That's a difficult one. I don't know if I can pick just one. I mean, there's just stuff where it's just like, what did I fucking watch? I could say that about Robin Hood. I could say that about what was that movie that came out last year, right? Jeez, I can't remember it. With I can't remember anyway. Dane DeHaan and Enchantress chick. I can't even. Valerian. But the thing is, though, is like that one was still tolerable. It's just goddamn the story and the actors and the dialogue just annoyed the piss out of me. So I can't even. I guess you can't put anything with that, but it's just I don't know. Absolute worst film that I've ever seen. Yeah, that's a tough one. I would have to really think hard about that one. And off the top of my head, I really can't. Really can't think of that. Dang. Yeah. Crazy. But I was just looking at the trends right now. And the black hole thing, that was pretty cool. That was shown today. A blurry picture of the universe's asshole. Just kidding. Black hole. Which, of course, a lot of people were like, hey, Interstellar, they got it pretty good. Well, yeah, it's because Christopher Nolan's a fucking goat. He just basically was like, hey, we got to make it as real as possible. I mean, of course, he's going to, bend things and, movie stuff. But when it comes to, like, certain spacings, that's why, like, there's, like, scenes where it's absolutely quiet. Because guess what? There would be no noise in space. But sometimes you need that ambiance. It's crazy. But, yeah, the way that they show like a black hole in there, it's pretty much what that blurry photo looked like. So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. And then of course there was Detective Pikachu. They had like they showed all the different characters and everything. So anyways, all right. Well, I guess next time I'll put the whole hey, I'm recording. Put your questions out there earlier because only 2 questions. Unless you guys are getting tired of this podcast, which, can happen. I know a lot of people like the vodka stream, and the vodka stream is fun. Everything's always trial and error. And that's any advice that I would give anybody who's trying to do a YouTube channel. It's all about trial and error. You never know what's going to work and what's not going to work. I've done so many things where I thought this is going to be a segment, and then it ends up not being a segment. And then there's going to be things where, like, you go, well, that could have been a segment if I pushed it a little harder. And I've thought a lot about that, too. I mean, obviously, when people listen to my channel, they want to hear what I have to say about certain things, and, talk about news and stuff like that. But, and that's fine. God, I've been saying, a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been saying, too much in this podcast. But I'm hoping to, I still like this because it's still just me talking to the microphone. It's therapeutic, it's not me live. I don't have a camera on me for once, and the fact of the matter is I would like to have people on here, where they don't feel like they have to be like, they have a camera and it's live broadcast. Cause that could be, that could, put on a little bit of an edge, like, that could be a little too much, but if it's just recording the voice, it's a lot easier, a lot better. And so I gotta reach out and see if people want to come on this thing, and we just record. It doesn't have to be live, you know. I know it's easier to do live, you know. That's why I've done it with other people like that, because it's just easier to do that. But you know, but there's just ways to just you know, I can't be lazy about it, you know. Just like, hey, record your audio, we'll Skype, and I'll record my audio, and then I'll edit it together, and then release it on a track. You know, simple as that. Anyways, guys, all right. Well, thank you for clicking in, as always, and, you know, and everything, listening in, and appreciate it. Like I said, I mean, I only will stop doing this podcast if it just, like, people are, like, really just stop. But I think it's just because it was literally, like, 2 hours ago, I put it out that I'm doing it, and I should have put it out earlier today, like noon. You know, I should have done that. So next time I will do that and just remind throughout the day, hey, get the questions in. Because that's usually what I do. I usually put it out there a lot sooner, at least like 5 hours before or whatever. 5-6 hours. Gives me a little more time. So anyways, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you later.